We are the champions, my friend. Oh, hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, the Dan Le Batard Show and the Hockey Show have converged here at the War Memorial as the Panthers hold Media Day. Roy Bellamy, David Dwork of the Hockey News, Chris Cody is here.
Wearing long pants, no shorts, no drawstrings, ready to go, Roy.
Disappointing.
I am
you
done
learned from last time.
I am a professional, and we're going to talk some hockey.
I wanted to see the interview shorts.
No. I have them on under this. Maybe I'm going to whip them out at some point.
Oh, you're just going to whip it off?
Dude, we are sitting where Barry Zito. That's the second time I've turned him into
Bill
Barry
Zito.
We're sitting where Bill Zito watches practice.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just
the Zito cave.
This is goosebumps.
This
stuff
is
right
cool,
here, boys.
In this very chair, we're going to talk to some Panthers players. We have Dmitry Kulikov here with us, and life is about the little things, and it was the little thing that led to the very big thing. You cleared the crease. Well, Sergei Bobrovsky was out of position, and that clearance led to the Sam Reinhart goal that won the Stanley Cup.
Best clear of your life?
Yeah.
Best clear of my life.
What was going through your mind when that happened?
When I was picking myself up from the net.
Yeah, you got jacked in front of the net, man.
I was just playing a 2-on-1 because I think it was they picked the puck up in the corner and there was a guy in front and there was a kind of a 2-on-1, so I was not letting the pass go in the back door. The shot was taken and it went through Bob, kind of like through his blocker, and he was just sitting there. I swiped at it the first time and missed, and on the second attempt, as I was grabbing the puck, I got pushed from behind, and at that time I was just trying to hit the puck, out of the crease.
Mm-hmm.
How crazy is it that such a career-defining moment? Like, it could have gone a different, very, very different way for a millimeter to the side, and instead, it sounds like you've watched it back a few times, but it's like, how crazy is that you could have been so close to heartbreak as opposed to the best thing in your life?
Yeah, I mean that's sports.
In this sport in particular, right? It's about bounces.
I've been on the other side of these moments, and yeah, it doesn't feel good, but fortunately, this time it worked out to be, the play that led to a game-winning goal. And now it's always going to be in my memory and all the Panthers fans' memories. So I'm really glad that it worked out like that.
Who celebrating with the cup did you look at and you were like, that they did that right? Who crushed it the most with the cup?
You know what? I didn't see many of the cup parties.
Focused on your own.
Yeah. And what did you do?
I wasn't focused.
You brought it here, didn't you?
I brought it here. I wasn't focusing on my own. I'm just not on social media and on Instagram.
Yeah, so I don't blame you.
I thought maybe you guys
all I did was just seeing pictures that the guys were sending in the group.
That's what I'm saying. Like on the group chat is more what I'm talking about. Like, did anyone stand out? I guess not, is what you're saying. No one won the.
Gadget sent the pictures with the fireworks.
There you go.
In the back, wow. The cup was in the front ground, and then the fireworks in the back. I was like, nah, that's pretty nice.
Did you eat anything out of it, or that's kind of gross?
Oh, I ate caviar, the most Russian thing ever.
Oh, that's
wow. Okay. What kind of caviar? How expensive are we talking?
I mean, not expensive. I mean,
caviar experts.
Caviar.
Yeah. All my money goes towards caviar.
Caviar.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you said cat hair.
No,
I was like, that would be a weird thing to eat.
I mean, if you put a cat in the cup, I mean that
would be fitting with the Panthers, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, this is your second stint here, and I would say this is probably your most successful portion of your career.
Do you prefer last season or your first stint with the Panthers? Let's compare and contrast.
Let's compare every other season that I've played in the NHL. Right. If you compare the last season to every other year, it's definitely most successful.
Yeah, and going into the season, I mean, last season Paul Maurice worked you hard. This time going into training camp, you expect the same?
100%. I don't expect anything different. You got to prepare for this next season even harder than we did for the last one.
And speaking of Paul, I mean, you played for him in Winnipeg before you came here, so you knew him a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Over the years, what's the best Paul Maurice quote? The best thing he said that you can remember? Because he said a lot of funny things to the media, and we've been having a lot of fun with it. But you've been around him for a while. When I say Paul Maurice funny, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
There was one play when we were in Winnipeg, and I'm not gonna name who it is, but
It's okay. It's just
the
us.
guy. Yeah, the guy. The guy like fell down, dropped his stick, and dropped his stick, lost the glove, and all I hear is Paul standing on the bench. Somebody help that guy. He lost his stick and his glove and his brain.
Oh, wow. Oh, you know what? That actually brings up a good point. Game 7 and that penalty kill where Kevin Stinlin had his stick broken. It was basically 5 on 3.5. What was going through the mind on the bench and out on the ice right when that was happening?
I don't remember. What
You don't remember? You remember
going,
more.
what was
That
going
was the
on?
biggest penalty kill in
Yeah, it's
franchise
the biggest
history.
penalty kill, but we killed it off, and that was history.
Give me the most underappreciated guy on the Panthers last season that fans, that the media didn't talk about enough, but that really deserved more credit. Besides you.
Nah, but I would never say myself. I don't know. I don't listen to the media. I don't listen to
I don't blame you.
social media, so I don't know who the media is talking about. And,
We were talking
and
about
who is not,
Barkey a
but
lot.
I think
We were talking about Kachuk. We were talking about Forsling and Bob.
Rhino.
I would say that those are the 4 that the media gave the most, and Verhaeghe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're looking at like 3rd or 4th line.
So not
fourth
Reinhardt?
line.
Well,
I would say Reinhardt.
I
I would
forget
say
Reinhardt.
Reinhardt. So I would
say
That's
Reinhardt
on me. The media was talking about Reinhardt. That one's on
A little
me.
bit.
Yeah.
No, like guys like Stenny. I mean,
Yeah,
you say yourself
Stanley.
because we're not talking about you as much, but huge, big plays and that made a big difference.
Or Mikkola on defense.
Yeah, we're all contributing.
Who was the least?
I would say the most surprising one in the playoff was Steven Lorentz when he came
Yes.
in.
Oh, absolutely.
Not playing ton in the season, and he just came in and he made some big goals and made some plays that have been noticeable, especially for a guy that's not been playing in the season. You could have been down. You could have said they're not counting on me. So like kind of just check out, but he was in it, and when he got put in the lineup, he made some big contributions.
So you're up 3-0 against Edmonton. You lose 3 in a row. Fans are losing their minds. Everyone's freaking out. You can be honest now about it. Was there ever any doubt? Like, was there a point after one of the games where you're like, holy shit, we might be blowing this?
There wasn't any doubt before Game 7.
Yeah.
I just remember when we landed back in
After 6?
Edmonton,
Oh.
for Game 6.
Okay, back in Edmonton for Game
Yeah.
6.
And Tarasenko was sitting kind of next to me. He's like, "What do you think?
Yeah.
Do we take this Game 6?" And I just wasn't confident
Yeah.
that we could do it in Edmonton. So
Yeah.
I told him straight up, like, I don't know. I don't feel it. Like we might, but I just don't feel it.
Not going to lie, I felt the same way.
But for Game 7, there was a zero doubt in anyone's heads that
You could tell the way you guys came out in that first period, that mindset was pretty obvious.
For one game, us against Edmonton, I would take us any day. So, and that's what it came down to. But
What changed between 6 and 7? Did something change? Because
Coming back to the barn,
even watching you guys before you took the ice when Lombi was in the room saying, we're going to do this. We're going to live together after this one, boys. Like, it felt totally different. Was it just everybody kind of showed up that day ready to go? Or was there maybe a moment where you guys all just locked back in?
I think all the thoughts about, winning it, because 3-0, you're already thinking about one game and we're champions.
Mm-hmm.
So Game 4 didn't happen. They kind of took momentum back after that Game 4. That we had it in Game 5. We could have won. But you just kind of you lose it, and the thoughts start creeping in. It's like, okay, I mean, we still have one more, maybe. We still have one more. But when it Game 7, they also feeling pressure now. Okay, they're feeling the same pressure that we felt the whole series. After Game 3, that now we can win, and that's a different kind of pressure than losing, or being afraid to lose.
And finally, a local journalist, in fact, it was that man's father right there.
Ooh, him over there, that guy. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that guy over there. He said coming into the series that Connor McDavid was an underachiever because he didn't win a Stanley Cup yet. In fact, he went so far to call him he called him Mick overrated.
Because McDavid, overrated.
Playing around with his name. What is your assessment on that opinion?
I mean, he's a great player. He can take a game by himself, which he showed. I think two of the 7 games in that series. But it also goes to show you that you need a team around you to win the full series.
That's right.
Right.
And he's definitely one of the best players, best player in the league right now. But you still need a whole team around you to win it all.
We play the full ice around here, like Barkey.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
it.
just
That's
one
what you
side.
need, eh?
game.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us, man.
Hey,
Thank
you're
you,
welcome,
Dmitry.
guys.
Hey, we'll do this again next year because you did this with us last year. We won, so we'll just make this a thing.
Yeah.
All right. let's go.
Repeat. All right, we are joined by Sergei Bobrovsky, fresh off of winning the Stanley Cup. Have you fully recovered yet?
Yeah, I feel good. I'm excited for the new season. I feel a blessing to be here to have the opportunity to compete for the Stanley Cup this year.
Can you possibly get sick of the song "We Are the Champions"? Is it possible? Like, because you probably heard it how many times this summer?
I heard it only in the locker room on the parade. So I love the song.
Did you get sick at the parade? I feel like the parade, so rainy. The fans loved it. What was that like? That experience being in the rain. Did the rain ruin it at all, or did it actually make it more special?
I think it is what it is. You know, it was too hot before, so I feel like
Cooler.
rain, yeah, like maybe a little cool it down a little bit. But it was you know, going back into the parade, I don't really think about rain or how it was ruined or not ruined. So it was a pure great emotions. It's a celebration, and share this moment with the fans. It was special.
And talking about those emotions, because we talk to you a lot during the season, and usually it's business, it's serious, not unlike right now. But at the parade, we saw you really cut loose, and you just you were up there, you were smiling, like. I guess for you, like, how much was it nice for you to be able to kind of let down and just kind of let the emotions out and I just be yourself out there?
Yeah, definitely. It was a great moment, and it was great appreciation for the fans for that day. So many of them gave us huge support throughout the regular season and especially in the playoffs. And to celebrate that moment with them, it was special.
I view you as a spiritual guy. How do you see your faith guiding you in this career?
I feel like going through as I get older, I believe more and more, and it's and I appreciate more and more, and I appreciate more for what I have, what I'm, like sometimes you think about, well, I could do this, I could do that, I wish I have this. So I look more that I'm happy with what I have, and I'm happy what I don't have. So that's the big thing for me, and that's what I learn over my age.
Bob, how do we keep this team hungry? After you win a title, a lot of the obvious thoughts are, we reached the mountaintop. So now, how do we get the team as hungry for this season as they were for last season?
Well, first of all, I think that the last season is done. That's the first of all, and it's at this moment as we speak, it doesn't really matter what happened in the past, And also, when the puck drops on October 8th against the Boston Bruins, they're not gonna congratulate us with the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's a new moment. It's a new life. Everything starts over. Yes, we know what we are capable of, but we have to build up from zero again. It doesn't matter. That's the beauty of our sport. It doesn't matter what's been in the past. This is the opportunity. This is the chance, and this is the game.
Now, if we get a couple games into the season and we're feeling like some of these guys aren't hungry enough, what smell of food would be the best to put into the locker room to really get everyone super hungry for another championship? Like some barbecue, some popcorn. Like, what's the best smelling food? We're trying to get this team hungry for another championship.
No, I feel like it's It's again, it's not going to be nice and smooth, right? This season there will be some tough time too. There will be some losses. So I don't think we're gonna win 82 games going into the season and then all 16 in the playoffs. So it's gonna be the process. It's a new process, and it's
so popcorn. We'll put popcorn in the locker room.
I think you gotta go with your own superstitious.
Okay, cool.
At the end of Game 7, we saw that Niko Mikkola forced the puck into the corner to end the game. What was going through your mind at the last seconds?
Yeah, he done it with Boston and with Rangers. So I was confident that he knows what he's doing, because it was still quite a bit time and on the both of those clinching games against Rangers, I think, and the Edmonton. So it was it was a special moment. So it's like you're trying to stay under control and control yourself, but you feel the clock are ticking. And the time is the moment is closer, so it's kind of pushes out, and as soon as it's over, it's just explode.
And that's a drill that you guys worked on, forcing the puck into the corner for that particular situation.
We're never done.
This man's father last year, going into the series, said that Connor McDavid was an underachiever and that he was quote unquote Mick overrated. Do you agree with that assessment?
Say the second part again.
He made fun of his last name and called him Mick overrated.
No, he's a unbelievable player, and they had Leon also. He's a great player. It was fun to compete against them. It was a great challenge, and but
can't believe David's dad said that. That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, thank you for joining us.
Thank you
guys. Thank you.
All right, we are here with AJ Greer. He's a new Panther, so he watched the Panthers win last season the Stanley Cup. Now he's on this team right now. You're ready to defend the Stanley Cup with the Panthers?
100%. Here to do that.
Yeah.
Now, when you're watching the Stanley Cup last season and you don't know, at that point you're going to be on a new team. So are you like looking at the Panthers, like thinking, like texting your agent, like, hey, I want to be down there? Or is it just like you're watching it, you had no clue you'd be here at that point?
I didn't have much clue. That point in time, still discussing with different teams and looking at my options. But I loved watching the playoff runs last year and the different teams, different types of hockey, and the different types of players that came out and really stood out to me. The Panthers hockey was really just branded as hard-hitting and just intense.
Super fun to play against, I imagine.
Yeah, seven game series hockey, but really excited to be part of this and just put my stamp on the Panthers logo. But yeah, definitely a very inspiring run that I watched last year.
And you played for the Flames last season, so you know about your rivalry or their rivalry with the Edmonton Oilers, and you got to see the Oilers in the Stanley Cup final. What assessment could you put on the actual Cup final?
You know what? It was a game of inches. Whenever someone made a mistake, it was a team that capitalized on those mistakes that really took it to them, and there wasn't much of a gap between skill, hard work. It was just opportunity, and whoever could maximize that opportunity in that given moment. And I think what it came down to, again, was just sticking to the game plan and trusting teammates and trusting the coaches and what they had to say before games and stuff. Because you look at the Panthers, there wasn't really much volatility in how they played. It was really just consistent hockey and hard forechecks. Everyone finished their hits. Everyone knew their identity, and it paid off in the long run.
Speaking of Calgary, what did Jonathan Huberdeau have to make of the Panthers' playoff run last season?
I didn't talk much to him, but it was definitely a sore
bittersweet.
subject.
Yeah, it's a little awkward, huh?
Yeah.
And now they got Lomberg on their team. Like, by the way, we're looking for a replacement for Lomberg in terms of vibes, in terms of having to get a little nasty every once in a while.
I'll bring the vibes.
You ready? The vibes? Okay.
I'll bring the vibes.
Okay, good.
So obviously you probably heard about the room here. Everybody's, it's a good vibe here. We're just talking about what Lombi did and everything. But being that you haven't been here for too long, What's been your interactions with your teammates so far? Has anybody kind of stood out to you as like a funny guy or cool guy to hang out with, or what's it been like so far?
Me and Eki have gotten into it a couple times already.
Nice.
No, but everyone's been super nice, super welcoming, both to me and my wife. And that's the biggest thing. When you sign to a new team, you think about your opportunity, but you also think about the collective culture that a team has and their identity and how you can fit into that culture. And I've only heard great things about the Florida Panthers, and it showed on the ice in the playoffs last year and just in the last 2 years, right? I was with Boston Bruins 2 years ago, and they killed our hopes and dreams of winning Stanley Cup. So
Yeah, we did.
you know what? It has to connect on the ice, but it also has to connect off the ice to be that good.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited to, put my little kind of spice to this team and be around the guys.
If you were a spice, what spice would you be? Like cumin?
Nutmeg.
That's
Paprika?
a crazy question. I really don't know.
Oh,
I'm not a great cook.
oh okay.
So now that you're in South
you seem
Florida,
like some paprika to me.
yeah, that's what I was saying, paprika.
Smoked paprika.
Yeah.
So I don't know how familiar you are or how much experience you have with Florida, but now that you're here, is there anything that you're dying to do that's like a South Florida type thing, whether it's, ocean thing or, swim with the dolphins? I don't know. Just is there anything that you want to do now that you're here?
So I spent 2 summers here when I was 7 and 8 years old. I had a condo down in Pompano Beach.
Pompano.
At 7 years old, that's impressive.
Yeah, so
Made a lot of money.
I actually, so I played for the Junior Panthers for 1 summer, and I was supposed to, crazy story. So I was supposed to go to Roberto Luongo's hockey school when I was 8 years old as a goalie.
You're a goalie?
I was a goalie.
Give me some love. Give me some love.
Fist crying out loud, man.
Give me some love.
So I was a goalie.
Fraternity over here.
And I signed up for this hockey school, and a week before, Randy Moeller called my dad, and he had known that we were from
Deer.
Montreal and kind of just a Canadian thing, and we weren't from the area. So he calls my dad, and he's like, "Hey, I think we got to cancel the hockey school. There's logistics that didn't happen, but your son can come on as a player next week if you want to." So my dad said, "Okay, I'll ask him." So dad comes to me. He's like, "Hey, you can't be a goalie. You could be a player, though." I was like, "Is it still the Panthers?" And he was like, "Yeah, it is."
Somebody forgot to hand in a form.
And was that it?
That's
Then
awesome.
you just gave up
So,
goaltending?
yeah, gave up goaltending, went as a player. Darcy Hordichuk, I remember, was one of the coaches there, and he was super nice to me. And then I think it was around December, January of the next coming year, Randy gave my dad another call, and he said, "Hey, sorry for the mishap. Actually, we're in Montreal next week. Do you want tickets to the game?" So my dad obviously said, "Yeah." He said, "Okay, I'll give you tickets to the game, and I'll put you on the list to come see the players after." And that's where that famous photo of me with Roberto on my Instagram comes from. Is after the game, at a game at the Bell Center, I got to meet Roberto. So that just goes to show you that every little interaction can inspire people to get to where they want to be. I'm not looking forward to anything really because I've been here before, but my wife wants to do these Everglade tours.
On a fan boat.
Yeah.
And
I
I just don't understand. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Why
live
would
out
you?
There. I
Why?
live right near the arena. That's actually where you do them out west.
Why?
They're a little overrated. It's a loud experience.
Yeah.
Loud
But you-
mosquitoes.
Like you want to see gators?
The peak of it is
Yeah,
you're gonna
yeah.
see like a few gator heads pop their heads out of the water,
You're
and,
like, "What's
and
that?"
the boat captain's gonna say, "Hey, look, there's a gator over there," and then that's about it.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's a little overrated.
Happy
if I'm
wife,
being
happy
honest.
life, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know. But
you
I
got to
just
do
don't-
it though.
Should tattoo that on your neck.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you change teams, nobody really talks about the difficulties of moving the family from one place to the other. And you had to go from Canada to the United States to do that. So why don't you talk about the difficulties of moving your family from one place to the other?
Well, I did the U.S. to Canada. I got picked up on waivers last year from Calgary. My wife was 12 weeks pregnant. I had a little wiener dog. We had just bought our first home August 1st, not even a month later. We had just painted the whole place, furnished it 2 weeks ago, and I got the call that I was going to Calgary. They called me at 2 p.m. on Monday, and they said, "Hey, we need you to play on Wednesday. The only direct flight is Monday night at 6 p.m., so in 4 hours. We need you to get your bags and get going." And pretty much left my wife and dog and now son at home.
That was the
So
proper order.
That was a real big transition. I went from pretty 65, 70 degree weather to there was already snow on the ground in October in Calgary. And I had no clothes whatsoever. I had to go to the mall and get some winter clothes. And now this transition has been much easier.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Going from, I was in Ottawa this past summer and then came down and it felt like a permanent vacation. I'm living on the beach, see palm trees every day. It's unbelievable.
David was actually saying earlier today that wiener dogs are overrated. I was like, I can't believe you said that.
Yeah, I'm more of a golden retriever guy.
How's the wiener dog?
Cutter,
How is the wiener dog experience?
Wiener dog experience is amazing.
Yeah. Really?
It's unbelievable.
Nice.
They have a
Hilarious
little
watching
flair
them
to
run
them,
around.
but
Those
they
short,
give
stubby
you
legs.
No, they're cute. They're cute.
How's he like in the South Florida lifestyle?
It's hot,
Loves-
You
right?
taking him to the beach yet? Let him
A lot of
waddle
panting.
around in the sand.
Yep, loves it.
Yeah.
The iguanas are crazy.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
is he
chasing that
around?
film?
That's the best.
Have you seen the little dinosaur-looking lizards with the little the crazy tails? You'll see them.
I've just seen like
Curly tail
3-foot iguanas
Yeah.
around me, and
That's
they come out of nowhere. You start walking, and all of a sudden there's 12 that scatter around. It's
Wait till the
crazy.
winter. Wait till you see what they do in the winter.
they freeze.
They literally fall out of the trees.
Yeah, and they don't move. And
When it gets too cold, they literally freeze, and then they'll just fall right out of the trees.
That's crazy.
Now, when you get to a new team, what is the best process in terms of building camaraderie?
Getting together outside of the rink,
Yeah.
and bonding together on certain types of things. So, fantasy football is
Yeah.
one of them.
Nice.
Ooh.
oh yeah.
Who'd you go first round? Who's your running back?
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase. Hey, I think that's a long play.
I'm already trying to trade him.
Yeah, of course, of course.
But no, I think you just gotta put yourself out there, and you really gotta try and connect with certain types of people. In the meal room, sit
Sit with someone
whoever-
different every day.
Exactly. Try to just talk to them.
Good
Try to
tip.
know, where they're from, how their summer was, what they did last weekend.
The little things.
It seems a little bit repetitive, but at the same time, you get to know what they like to do, their interests, and everything. So
All right, so real quick, just back to the fantasy football thing. What's your fantasy football team name, and what's your favorite?
no.
Oh yeah, that's a dangerous question.
No, come on
You don't ask
now.
a woman her weight, and you don't ask a man his
Whoa.
fantasy football team name.
Really? I didn't realize it was that level of. Oh, my bad. I'm learning new things today.
I have
Oh,
to
boy.
admit, I'm more intrigued to hear it now, but you can't ask him that. That's
right?
just rude.
I mean, I don't know.
Dude, that's great.
we could always
Hey,
bleep
listen,
it.
it's not disrespectful, but it's not camera worthy.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
just talk
yeah,
about that.
Okay, well there you go.
It's just
Fair
good humor.
Let's say Saquon D's.
Yeah.
That's a good name. I gotta take that one. That's
Yeah.
mine on that one. And finally, I don't know if you heard the news going into the Stanley Cup final last season, but there was a local journalist. In fact, it's that guy's dad.
Yeah,
that guy right there.
Yeah.
Sitting next to you. He said that Connor McDavid was an underachiever because he didn't win a Stanley Cup, and he coined the nickname McOverrated. How do you feel about
Thoughts? Yeah, that's about right. I agreed, by the way. I agree with that take. It's terrible.
Journalism.
that? Journalism. Yeah.
You gotta sell a story. You gotta put your name out there.
Yeah, he did it for clicks.
It did, and it got clicks. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks,
Welcome to the
AJ.
team.
Appreciate
Appreciate
you.
it, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.